Hey everyone, Nasha here. In today's video, we're going to go over the global lab changes very briefly. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. So in global labs, they did changes to the main hand or the pre-awaken backstep slash. They changed the stiffness to apply only to monsters, so PvE only, but they added a frontal guard. This is actually a pretty positive change. It'll help out a lot in PvP because backstep slash can apply a 50% movement slow, and that can actually drastically affect some matchups, slowing them down, allowing you to use your maneuverability to outposition your opponent and actually CC them. So that's a really positive change. Happy about that. In Awakening, there's some controversial changes. The Moonlight Dash knockdown was changed to PvE only, and they gave it super armor. So from one player's perspective, like someone that may be able to better deal with 1vx or large scale in terms of dealing with multiple opponents, juggling multiple opponents, having the knockdown would be really good to actually extend combos longer. And then also it's an anti-V mechanic. But for, I think, the mass majority of the community, most Maehwas are struggling with 1vx or large scale. So having that super armor will actually benefit them more. So it's just a matter of playstyle differences and also experience. So it's kind of up in the air. I would view it as a positive change overall. But I understand how some might feel that that's a nerf. However, I would see it as a more positive one. The bug fix for Frost Pillars is whatever. No one really uses that when it's off cooldown, or on cooldown. So basically, it's just doing the same range of damage. Like, its damage is the same, but the range that it could reach when it was on cooldown was not the same. So that's fixed, but that's like whatever. Stun for Moonrise, the first hit was changed to apply only to monsters, and it also gained super armor on the first hit only. So this is just the stab part of Moonrise. This is not the full thing. So this is an interesting one. I would say it's kind of meh. It's probably not really going to be noticed, honestly. But we'll take it, so to speak. The stun not being there anymore for PvP could be interesting. So you got to make sure if you're going to use Moonrise that it's probably immediately after stiff, as soon as possible, so you can get to that third hit on Moonrise and float them. Or you should probably only use Moonrise after you float someone or knock them down, just to make sure that the float actually hits. Otherwise, if they're getting up, they might be able to escape iframe out of it or whatever. So just be mindful of that. That could be a good or bad change depending on how you combo. I would say it's probably, I don't know. My opinion is it's whatever. If you combo properly and use floats and knockdowns prior to using Moonrise, it's probably not a big deal, honestly. So it's whatever. Succession, these are actually some pretty positive changes all around. The Stigma change, I have a live comparison versus Global Labs that I'm going to show after my little brief discussion here. But this will affect some skills coming out much more quickly after Stigma. So like D-Bite, for example, will come out much more quickly now, and you'll see that representation here shortly. The stamina change on Whirlwind Cut was changed from 100 to 70 per swing. That's a very positive change, not hugely impactful, but it will help. There is a bug right now in Global Labs with a tooltip. Well, not really a bug. They just didn't update the tooltip. It says 200 required, but it's actually 70. I tested it. It works fine. So don't freak out about that. And then Blind Thrust was changed to be a stiffness instead of a stun. So this might be a controversial one because some might have liked the stun. I like the stun. I was using it a lot because it could provide some alternative combo options. But the stiffness feels much better and smoother. So it'll not have that kind of like stuck feeling that you would get whenever you would stab with the stun version of Blind Thrust. So it's much more smooth and it feels really nice. So I think it's a positive change. But yeah, now we'll go ahead and get into that comparison video. Thank you.